Hello and welcome to another PA Matches cast. Unfortunately, I can't remember who I just played, and since they left, they're labeled as AI. However, this was a pretty good match. I struggle on smaller maps. My builds tend to favor quick expansion, so my opponent went for early raiding, building doxes straight out of the box, which really caused me some problems, creating a pretty fast-paced and exciting game. I started out with my standard build order, getting out 5 fabricators, and then 5 doxes, and then pumping out fabricators. Like I said, it's a solid build, gets a very strong economy very quickly. However, when we start out this close on a small map, probably wasn't the greatest build order, as you'll see here in a moment. So my opponent went straight doxes, like I said, and is working on an air factory already. And since he doesn't have other fabricators building, his economy can support this many buildings. So his first dox comes in and gets taken out by my commander. At this point, I know he's going for some quick rushes, so I try and advance my dox production by getting this fabricator to assist the bot factory to pump out a few doxes. I figure he's close. And then here in a moment, I get scouted, and this is where I start getting a little confused and wondering how he's proceeding this quickly, and well, it's because he's not building fabricators, which, like I said, worked out fairly well for him. He pumps out a bunch of fireflies. He probably would have been spicing in a few bombers instead of fireflies. He would have been able to take out some of my fabricators here in a little bit, and would have caused even more problems for me. So I get this radar up, and then I work on an air factory for scouting and to take out this firefly that keeps on buzzing overhead, damaging my doxes. However, fireflies don't do much damage, so I'm not too concerned. So I'm continuing with expanding out the back, and this expansion out the back is what saves me. Originally, I was going to expand in this direction. I was guessing that he was going to be over there because there weren't very many dense metal spots, which is why I built this radar, saw them, redirected my expansion out the back. So here, I've got radar, so I see these bots coming, so I send that bot to defend, and I push forward with these bots. However, I forget about these bots, and they get taken out. These bots come in and cause some problems for me. Oh, no. I pulled those back. These bots run into that missile defense tower. No, it's rare. I'm trying to remember all this stuff. So these bots work on a missile defense tower to take out this attack. This attack takes out a few of my mexes. And we've got this expansion out the back. I realize that there's these fireflies above, so I switch to a missile defense tower right here, and then I pump out a bunch of bot factories here in a little bit. So at this point, I'm frantically trying to defend against his ongoing attacks, and I'm admittedly starting to get a little frustrated, which get compounded here in a little bit because commanders have a very annoying bug where they have a hard time hitting bots, even if the bots are standing perfectly still, as you see right here. It's just shooting right over the bot's shoulder and missing 100% of the time. Very frustrating bug. Even when you get the commander moving around, often it's very difficult for the commander to hit bots, even when the bots are standing still. So I actually almost lose my commander here in a little bit, and I work on repairing my commander with bots. So I'm continuing to expand out the back. I get up a few missile defense towers, and then I form up a queue to get up more metal extractors, and then a bunch of bot factories here in a little bit. I don't have a radar at this point, which I put one up again here in a little bit. On small maps, radars are very helpful. They provide large amounts of coverage since the map is small, naturally. So here in a second, I'm sending these bots in to try and get a little bit of rating in and hit metal extractors. I see that he's erecting defensive structures here, so I throw up this radar to see what's going on. And then I work on a pelter to try and take out these defensive structures that are in range. And here I actually almost lose my commander because of this bug where a commander just cannot hit bots even when the bots are standing still. My opponent's got a few missile bots, stingers in the mix, which are not a good thing to have. Since I do not have any air units. He corrects his mistake and works on just doxes. He's going with air fabricators, which is a mistake. They're very energy intensive. You can see my commander's fallen below half life. If he had brought in his commander, I would have been done for. Thankfully, I take out those attacking doxes and work on repairing my commander and pumping out bot factories. I've got some idle fabricators, which is not good because I've got a positive economy. And I lost my radar coverage, so I don't know what my opponent is doing. My opponent really should have expanded more and taken these metal extractors. If he had expanded his economy, that also would have been the end of the match for me. I push in with my commander, try and take out some of these defensive structures that he's building, with my commander being repaired by the fabricators. Very powerful force. So he pushes in with his commander. I get a little bit excited thinking I might be able to win the match here since he does not have fabricator support. However, he retreats into his defensive structures. So I focus on the defensive structures and pull back a little bit while trying to repair my commander. He smartly targets my commander, or my fabricators, and here I see I've got a very positive economy. Attacks coming in from behind. Not too worried about those because I got these missile defense structures. And here I queue up the bot factories to take advantage of my economy. And in case he pushes in and destroys everything, I still have something to fall back on. Although I don't have any fallback energy, so that's a little bit of a problem. So here I start. I'm thinking I might be able to win the match because he's pushing forward very aggressively with his commander. Unfortunately, I lose those fabricators, which is a big problem. I've got a fabricator repairing my commander. He has no fabricators, so I think I've got him cut off and unable to survive this. So I start pulling in all of my units. To try and surround him and deal as much damage as I can before he brings in any support. Cause a lot of damage to the commander, but he then brings in a bot force, which causes problems. He should have, rather than attacked my defensive structures, he should have gone for the commander, forcing me to pull the commander back and save his, because like I said, I almost hit him. He brings in air fabricators, which I don't have any fighters, but my commander thankfully shoots down those air fabricators. But still, it's not quite enough. The commander manages to get away, and I'm in trouble. I'm losing parts of my base, so I bring in my doxes to try and catch up to that commander, but ultimately it's futile. So here I micro these bots, trying to take out as much as I can and take out more than I lose. Still, he's causing lots of problems for me. My commander hangs back and can't catch up. I see in a moment that he's attacking with these bots, so I pull back my commander so I don't overextend myself. Here in a moment I switch back to producing engineers here at this factory, because I've got all of these factories back here pumping out bots. I also have this force back here that I was going to rape with, but instead I pull back because I don't want to attack too early and show my hand. So I gather all of my bots over here on the backside of his base for a big push. I have assumed that he has expanded more and has more factories, so I don't want to lose my raid and show my hand at the same time. So I pull back, work with my commander to try and expand my economy, since this match is extending a little bit longer than I had expected. I thought I was going to lose the match right there at the beginning. So here in a moment I queue up more economy with these idle fabricators, as well as some vehicle factories to try and get some harder hitting units to outperform the bots that he's using. I am unaware that he's going advanced air. Advanced air costs less than advanced bots or advanced vehicles, so there is somewhat of a valid reason for going this, because then you can start pumping out advanced structures with the advanced air fabricator and using bot fabricators to assist. So at this point I push in. I expect my opponent to have more than what he has. Wow, I did not see this attack coming. That could have been problematic. Thankfully, though, I've got a decent amount of bots and missile defense towers, so those are fine. So at this point, I'm running around destroying. I see he's got this advanced factory. Normally, at this point in the match, I focus on destroying economy buildings. However, when advanced is a big deal and I don't want to get outproduced by advanced economy, taking out that is a huge dent. At this point, he still hasn't noticed what's going on over here. I've taken out his biggest investment, and then I start pushing on to destroy the rest of his economy. Working on a pelter over here to take out these missile defense towers, and I've got a radar up to get an idea of what's happening as well. So I then push in, push hard. Whoa! I did not realize that he had this that little of health on his commander. If I had known that, I would have pushed straight for the commander. He really needed to repair his commander. Somewhere right about in here, he finally realizes that he has pretty much lost his entire base, and he self-destructs here. So always got to keep an eye on what's going on. If you hear that beep beep being attacked, you've got to figure out what's going on. Otherwise, this will happen. He probably could have saved his base if he had brought all of his bots in to defend and worked on building defensive structures. And his attack has destroyed several metal extractors, but can't push any further forward. And there's the suicide. Good game. Really kept me on my toes. Those early pushes, man, they almost won the match. The match could have gone either way at several points during the game. Good game, person who I cannot remember who you are. hit me up, and I will rectify and give you credit. Good gaming.